Hi, welcome to today's class. Today's class is a classical beginners Pilates mat work class. No props are required. You just need your mat and yourself. This class is ideal if you want to bridge some of your work between a beginner to an intermediate. The exercises are very safe and we'll be moving at a slower pace so that you can keep up. Let's start off sitting. So we come on to our sit bones. Depending on your flexibility of your hips and your back, this might even be difficult, but let's just try our best. Take the hands underneath the backs of your thighs, and you can see how I'm slouched. And I just want you to kind of use your hands to lift your spine up. It's almost like right between the shoulder blades is being pushed in. The collarbones open up and the elbows reach out wide. The top of the crown is now reaching away from the tailbone. The stomach is scooped in and up to help you really lift your energy up from your sit bones. We start here. Inhale in. Exhale. Start to relax the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone. So think of a letter J. Keep scooping the stomach in. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Drop the eyes. And hold. Exhale, use your stomach just to bring yourself forward. And then use your hands and lift up tall on that inhale. Exhale, pull the stomach in. So start to think about moving from the lower back first. We tuck through the tailbone, shoulders begin to soften down. And we want to feel how the lower back's going into a bit of a C curve. Use your stomach to come upright and then use the energy on the inhale to lift up. A bad one would be where you start from your shoulders, and a lot of people collapse here. So I want you to think about staying upright there and just kind of feel how you soften the shoulders, but your intention is to kind of really tuck the tail. And then just hold back here a little bit. Imagine you had torches on the bottom of your sit bones. And now if you were in the right position, you would be able to tilt them and they would shine at the back of your knee crease. So that's what you want to feel, how the sit bones is tipping up to the back of the knees. From here, lower yourself all the way down. Arms come down by the side of you, palms flat. Walk the feet in. Your feet point straight ahead. And as a rule of thumb, you should be able to lift up, and with that you can just say touch the back of your ankles. This is the perfect setup. Don't have your arms close, have them a little wider, maybe onto the edge of your mat. Starting with bridges. We have neutral. Neutral is when the hips and the pubic bone is all level and the back is not compressed flat. It's got a lightness to it. Inhale in to the sides of your ribs. Exhale, blow out the breath. Pull the pelvic floor, stomach muscles in, and use the pelvic floor and stomach to kind of imprint your back now deeper into your mat. The pubic bone is tipping towards you. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone back to neutral. Exhale, scoop in. So if you had a bowl of soup on you now and you were to imprint your back, the soup would kind of spill down towards your chest. Inhale, back to neutral, the soup is level. Let's go into bridge. Inhale in, exhale, pull the stomach muscles in and up, take the back flat, tuck the tailbone under, pause. Keep the tuck of the glutes so that the back of the sit bones are going up to the back of your knees like those head torches. Try to avoid rounding the collarbones and keep the collarbones wide. Keep your thoughts as you go up on the tucking. So always kind of tucking the tailbone under. Only go as high as your hip flexibility will allow you. So if your hips are tight, you might not be able to get all the way up to neutral, which is where I am now. When you're at the top, lengthen your knees away from your armpits. Keep lengthening your knees as you come down, one vertebrae at a time. Release at the bottom. Inhale into your ribs. Exhale. Stomach pulls in and up, take the back down. Remember how we want those sit bones to tip towards the back of the knee crease. Keep drawing your stomach in and keep the bum tucking. Keep your mind on the feet and keep pressing through your glutes. Inhale in. Exhale to come down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep lengthening those knees away from your armpits. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale in. Exhale. Scoop the stomach in. Going up vertebrae by vertebrae. Have a look at your hips to make sure that they are level at the top. And exhale. Lengthen your knees away as you come down. And again. Exhale, going up. Stomach pulls in and up. Pressing through your feet. Remember, one hip should not be higher than the other, should both be level. Exhale, coming down. This is our last one. Lengthening that spine as you curl it down to the mat. Join your ankles together as well as your knees. Glue your inner thighs. Arms reach out to the side with the palms facing up. This is not a stretch. This is a preparation to get your core muscles and your muscles ready for a little bit more work. Inhale in. And take your knees over towards the right. The knees do not touch the floor. Exhale. Blow the breath out fully so you tighten your left side. Inhale, knees over towards the left. Exhale. Let's do 4 more. Pick up the other foot as your knees move over to the right. Keep the knees the same length, so don't let that knee slide. Keep that top knee reaching and then bring it back. Knees going over to the other side. Keep that top knee reaching and then bring it back on the exhale. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale. Separate your feet back to where they were for that bridge we did a moment ago. Arms come down by your side of your body. Let's now find imprint. Neutral, but this time draw your stomach in so that your back flattens into your mat. Keep your stomach tight and keep your back down in your mat. Lift the left leg up, lifting the heel first. Tighten the stomach. See if you can keep the stomach tight as you lift up through the right heel. Okay, so try not to let the back pop like that. Stomach pulls in, lifting up through that right leg. Now, if this is too difficult for you, just bring your knees in closer like this, and that would mean your stomach works less. The correct position is your knees above your hip bones. Stomach tightening. Inhale, lower the left to the floor. Exhale. 5 times each side. Inhale, left again to the floor. Exhale. Now, if this is too hard, don't take the foot to the floor, just take it halfway. 2 more. Exhale. Pull the leg in. 1 more time on the left. Exhale, pull in. So keeping the left where it is. Inhale in as you lower the right. Exhale. Inhale in as you lower the right. Exhale. I think of my stomach as a fishing reel, and the leg is the fish. Really empty the breath out as you wind the leg back in. Hug your knees into your chest. Relax your shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale breath into the backs and sides of your ribs around here. Notice that when you're breathing in now, that you're not inhaling so heavily up in the top of your chest area here. And notice how your shoulders just stay relaxed. When you're breathing, just try to relax all of the facial expressions as well as the jaw. Good job. Keep the feet in the air, the legs in the air like this, and keep them close to you. Take the hands, interlace them behind the back of your head. Without overthinking, just lift the head with the hands, only an inch from the floor. Relax the back of your head into your hands again. Using your stomach muscles, think of drawing your stomach in to lift your chest up towards your knees. And then release back down. You're trying to avoid bringing your elbows in like this. So think of keeping the elbows just where they are throughout the entire movement. Exhale. Now, if this is easy for you, next time let's lift up. And ideally, we want the legs to be here. See if you can keep them there as you come up and down. Exhale. And back down. And two more. And back down. One more here. And release down. Lovely. Release the hands to the floor. Bend the left leg. Keep the left leg bent. Drop it to the floor. And keep your right leg up in the air at 90 degrees above the hip. Okay. Hip circles. Try to avoid bringing your leg in close like this. I see this all the time. So what we want is that's the start and the finish point, so it doesn't come in any closer. So you're trying to take the leg away, but be mindful not to bring it in like this. So the correct circle is for you to take it around like that. So it's never coming in past the hip crease. Okay, imagine you have a pencil coming out of your right kneecap. Relax your right shin and your right foot. Start to draw. Just make it small. Maybe the size of a tennis ball or a side plate. This is a hip strengthening exercise. And you're aiming to just kind of stabilize the pelvis so that the pelvis is staying still. Use your stomach. Change direction. 2, 3, 4, one more, 5, release down. The pelvis is in neutral. Tighten into your right side of your stomach as you lift the left leg up. Relax the right shin and the right foot. Start to circle. 2, 3. So remember, you're not bringing that leg all the way in like that. And then go the other way. 2, 3. It's an exhale. And it's a quick inhale. And then an exhale. Last one there. And then releasing there. Position your feet flat on the floor. Arms down by the side of your body. Nod your chin. Inhale in. Exhale. Stomach muscles pull in. Drop the back down into the floor. Lifting up through your hips. But this time round, I'd like you just to go halfway. So not a full bridge, just halfway. Imagine you have a blood pressure cushion right underneath your pelvis and you can't drop any further down onto it. So I want you just to keep the hips absolutely still at this height. Lift the left heel, push down through your right leg and see if you can keep the hips locked at this height as you lift the left foot up. Tap the left toes down. Lift up. 2, 3. So keeping the hips still. And last one, lower the left foot down. Let's do that to the side. So we've got the left hip staying absolutely still. Try not to let it drop like that. So the right hip often drops. Keep the left and the right hip the same height. Lift your right heel. And at the same time, press through your left foot. And lift that right foot up. 1, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, 1 more, 5, and release. Lift your legs up into the air and cross your feet at the ankles. The knees are no wider than the shoulders. Have your arms go down by the side. And think of your arms like a door frame. Across the back of your arm and across the back of your shoulders down to the arm represents this door frame. Nod your chin. Press into your door frame so that you open the collarbones. Scoop the stomach in. Try and keep the wrists flat, i.e. don't come up onto your fingertips like that. Keep them flat. Press into your arms and lift. Down. 2. So often people will do this. They'll bridge their fingers and they'll kind of poke their chin and shorten their neck muscles. I want you to keep your chin tucked and keep the back of your neck long. As best as you can, try to avoid the shoulders coming up. Change the cross for 5. Make the movement smaller. Exhale. 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 1 more, 5, and release. Walk your elbows back and just come up onto a kind of half upright position. Elbows push back underneath your shoulders. Have the legs bent. Okay, this is kind of bridge and intermediate, beginners to intermediate. Push down through your forearms. Tuck the lower back under. And you'll notice how your shoulders kind of want to collapse a little bit like that as well. So I want you just to kind of push down through your forearms here. And feel how you push your shoulder blades down your back a bit. And see if you can hold that position. If you're overreaching your neck, you'll feel it. So you shouldn't feel anything in your neck. You should feel it in your arms and your shoulders. Tighten your stomach and just lift that leg. Send that leg out and back in. And exhale. Now all I want you to think about is keep the lower back tucked, stomach in, and keep pressing through those shoulders. So we're working on the shoulder line a little. Let's lower down the left. And exhale, lift up through the right. And 2. So if you've gone a little bit wrong with this one, you may be feeling that. Last one. And then just bring yourself upright. Grab underneath the backs of your thighs. We're going to do rolling like a ball. Elbows wide. And just see if you can lift the feet and drop the feet down. Have you noticed how I'm in a kind of a bit of a C curve? So the back is rounding here, scooping in. And I'm just going to try to not kind of fall back like that as I lift up. So lift the feet and just see if you can hover. And then roll a little and roll back. Now think of it being as smooth as you can. And think about this being 100% stomach. So it's an exhale to come back up. An exhale to come back up. Last one. And then release. Coming upright. Take the legs into a diamond position. So knees out to the side. From there, we're going to do spine twist. Arms reach out to the side. Palms face up to the ceiling. Relax your shoulders. Keeping the knees and feet still. Inhale in, exhale, rotate to your right twice. 1 pulse, 2, back to the center. Exhale, rotate to the left. 1, 2, back to the center. Exhale, back to the center. Okay, your ribs, think of your ribs as the steering wheel like a car. So it's your ribs what turn. And on that second one, just turn that a little bit further without moving your knees. This is our last one. And then release. Stay up on your side. And we're coming down onto the right wrist. Line your right wrist up with your right hip bone. Both of your knees are together. Okay, from there, push through your hand and feel how you've got like a rope which is kind of coming around your ribs here. And then relax. Notice how the shoulder collapses to your ear. Push down through your hand, and it's not just the shoulder, but kind of pull your ribs in as well. Now thinking of that rope around your ribs, lift up. And think of that rope continuing to lift you. And then down. And then up. And then down. And exhale up. Let's do 2 more. And down. Exhale. And down. 1 more. And down. Lying completely flat onto your right side. Have your feet come together, legs come together, and have them just a little bit forward. Extend your right arm long underneath your right ear. Scoop the stomach muscles in. Bring the hand in front of your ribs. From here, lift both legs. Inhale down. Your aim is to imagine you're on a skyscraper. 2 courses of bricks wide. Trying not to fall forward or back. When you've mastered this exercise, that means your core, these muscles here, have got real good balance and strength. And you should find that your progress, the signs of progress, is the hand is no longer needed so much and you're not so heavy with it. So it might be you come onto your fingertips. If you wish, try taking the hand to the side of your hip, on top of your hip, and continue to lift. Last one. And then release. Bring the hand back. Bend your knees 45 degrees in front. The feet line up with the tailbone. Join your feet together and squeeze them. So we squeeze the feet as we open up the top knee. Keep this top hip facing forward. And then release down. Exhale 2. Release down. Exhale 3. We're going for 8 and down. 4 and down. 5. So keep this hip bone at the top, your left, pointing forward like it's got that headlight on. And squeeze the back of your hip here. Last one. And then release. And let's now move on to that other side. So coming over onto your left side, we're going to start with the lie down exercises before the side bends. So we've got the bottom arm straightening out, top legs, both legs are straight. Just bring them a little bit in front of you. Scoop the stomach in. Bring the right hand down in front of your ribs. Inhale in, exhale up. So try and relax the right shoulder as you lift up. 2. Exhale 3. We're going for 8. 4. So you've got options of getting lighter with the hand or maybe taking the hand away. I'm lying on my mic on this side, so it's really difficult actually to take the hand away. And last 2. Bend both of your knees in front of you. Have the feet line up with your tailbone. And we're ready for clam. Remember, we want that top hip forward here. Squeeze and down. And 2. We're going for 8. Working this hip. 3, 4. Exhale. 5. Really push the heels together to get a little bit more kind of connection. Last 2. Last 1. And then coming up onto our hand. Left hand is in line with your left hip. Both of the knees are bent and the feet are stacked on top of each other. So this is all about that imaginary rope pulling us up under the ribs. Very important. So we push down through the hand, which kind of helps us lift out of that shoulder, but you kind of want to really scoop those ribs in there. We'll go up on the exhale. Inhale to tap down. 4 more. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale down. 2 more. 1 more here. And then releasing down. Come over onto all fours. Hands positioned underneath the shoulders, but can you bring them to the top edge of your mat? And then just walk your knees up until they're under your hips. Now we should be set up with the nose parallel to the floor, not the edge of your mat. So your nose should be a little bit forward of your fingertips. Relax your feet down. Push the floor away, tighten the stomach, lengthen the whole spine, and let's go into 10 press-ups. Your elbows are coming out to the sides a little, but going back at the same time. Here's an image from the front. So elbows are going 45 degrees out to the side. Avoid that. Last 5. Just a small bend. Try not to let the head drop down. So you're actually lowering the chest as opposed to lowering the head, if that makes sense. Last one here. And then just pull back. Walk your hands out and stretch out those wrists. Let's come now down onto our stomach. Ready for some back work. Okay, make sure you have enough room. Extend your arms out in front and your legs are parallel, straight, hip width apart. Your arms are ideally tiny bit wider than your shoulders. We're going to lift a left arm and a right leg with the chest. Okay, square is the main thing here. Square your shoulders and keep your hips square as we do the alternating lifts. It's an inhale breath. Lift the left arm, right leg. And then lower down. Inhale, lift the right arm, right leg. Inhale down. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep alternating. And up and down. So we're looking for a cross pattern. A cross pattern across the lower back connecting into that shoulder. This is the exact same muscle groups that you use when you're walking or running. And up. Now as you lift up, try and think about pressing through the opposite arm to stabilize you. And down. And up. This is our last one. And down. Take the legs the width of your mat. Pick up the feet. Have a look at your knees through the gap so that they are even. Bring both hands under your forehead. Squeeze your heels. Keep squeezing, squeeze, squeeze, and relax. So your feet are turned out like Charlie Chaplin. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Okay, we want the hips, left and right hip bone, and the pubic bone to feel even. You'll notice that maybe the pubic bone when you press your heels together, how it actually tends to drop a little heavier into the floor. And one more time. Exhale, squeeze. And then release. Lower those feet down to the floor. Bring them almost together. Position your hands off your mat either side of your temples. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale down. Inhale, just feel how you drag the floor back with your forearms. Exhale down. Inhale. Now if you're okay, let's go a little higher. Inhale, come up onto your forearms. Exhale, stomach tightens. Press the floor away. Release down. Inhale, come up onto your elbows. Exhale, stomach. Inhale at the top. Exhale down. Let's do one more. Now, if you're in a hurry, sometimes you have a bad back, especially from sitting or maybe waking up on a morning, just maybe think of doing those last two exercises that we've done. And then release. Bring yourself upright. Let's now finish with cat stretch. Hands positioned underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Okay, nose is just slightly forward, the same way as you would set up for press-ups. Straight arms, tighten the stomach, nice straight back. Start by tucking the tailbone down, rounding through the back, scooping the stomach in, pressing the floor away, and then exhale, coming out of it. Okay, there's a sequence to the in and out of this. Inhale, exhale, tailbone, L5, L4, working up through the lumbar spine. Then come up through the middle of the back. Press the middle of the back open. We're going to reverse that. Start by coming out with the tailbone. So release the tailbone first. Then come through. It's like a ripple effect. Come through and then come back to the straight back. Now, keep the stomach tight. And one more time. Tuck the tailbone round. Press the floor away with your hands and knees. Take a nice deep inhale breath in. Exhale, release out through the tailbone first. And then releasing. Turn your toes under. Press those hips back. Now don't worry if you can't get your heels down. Just focus on getting the backs of the knees straight and keep pushing those hips and ribs back. Hold for 10 more seconds if you can. Nice deep inhale breath in. And then exhale, releasing down. Fantastic. That brings us to the end of a beginner's classical workout. I would recommend doing this workout maybe 2 to 3 times a week for you to kind of build up strength. It would take no time at all before you were feeling much stronger. Bye for now.